Welcome to this deep dive on Microsoft Entra ID Conditional Access. We'll be covering scenarios, logic, and troubleshooting to give you a complete understanding. Conditional access is the identity perimeter in a world without walls. It evaluates every sign-in request in real time, bridging IAM and security. We'll explore the brain of Zero Trust, master enterprise configurations, and learn troubleshooting techniques. Our roadmap covers three main areas: foundations, including architecture and Zero Trust integration; policy design, focusing on assignments, conditions, and access controls; and operations, covering real-world scenarios and technical troubleshooting. Let's start by asking, what is conditional access? It defines the boundary of modern access control. Conditional access answers a simple yet critical question: should this user be allowed to sign in, and under what conditions? It functions as the policy-based control plane for all applications integrated with Entra ID. The system relies on the evaluation of signals. These include identity, device status, location, and the specific application being accessed. These signals inform the access decision. Conditional access is the policy decision point, or brain, for Zero Trust. It embodies principles like never trust, always verify, by explicitly verifying every signal and applying least privilege based on context. The policy logic operates through a cognitive evaluation. Signals lead to a decision, which results in enforcement. This mirrors how a brain processes sensory input to make choices. The first component is assignments, who and what. This involves targeting specific users and groups, defining the target resources or cloud apps, and intercepting certain user actions like registering security information. Exclusions are powerful and critical for stability, helping to prevent lockouts. Always exclude emergency access accounts and service accounts where MFA is not possible. Be sure to audit exclusions regularly. The second component is conditions, which define the context of the sign-in. This includes device platforms, locations, client apps, and sign-in risk, allowing for precise control over access. Risk-based intelligence includes sign-in risk, which evaluates the specific attempt, and user risk, which evaluates the identity. Note that these conditions require Microsoft Entra IDP2 licenses. Maintaining a break glass account is an absolute necessity. Exclude this emergency access account from all policies to prevent total lockout if MFA fails, or if a block all policy is misconfigured. Store its credentials securely. Targeting resources means securing various applications, including the Office 365 suite, external SaaS apps integrated via SSO, and Azure Management, which prevents infrastructure tampering. Location awareness is vital for geographic compliance. You can define named locations using IP ranges or target specific countries for exclusion or inclusion, often using IP-based geolocation. The third component is access controls, where decisions are made. Grant controls define what is required, like MFA or a compliant device. Session controls define the user experience, such as sign-in frequency. Regarding decision logic, block always wins. If any single policy denies access, it is blocked. For multiple grants, you can apply AND logic, requiring all controls, or OR logic, requiring only one. Next, let's look at how conditional access works internally, the evaluation architecture, and the handshake. The evaluation workflow starts with a sign-in attempt. Signal collection gathers data like IP and device ID. The policy engine matches these against policies, leading to enforcement, where MFA might be triggered or a token issued. Conditional access is the mandatory verification mechanism for enforcing MFA. It ensures that identity verification occurs when the context changes, requesting MFA dynamically only when policies trigger it. Device compliance enforcement requires a, quote, compliant device, ensuring the machine meets your security standards, such as encryption. This typically requires Intune or MDM enrollment and integrates with Microsoft Defender for endpoint. Advanced session controls include sign-in frequency, forcing reauthentication, and persistent browser settings, controlling sign-in persistence. You can also implement app-enforced restrictions, like blocking downloads on unmanaged machines. The evaluation logic represents a mathematical policy union. If multiple policies overlap, the user must satisfy the intersection or the combined constraints of all requirements. Scenario 1 focuses on mandatory admin MFA. The objective is to ensure privileged accounts always use MFA to prevent credential theft. This baseline security targets directory roles across all cloud apps and requires multi-factor authentication. Scenario 2 is a geofencing block. To protect data within a specific jurisdiction, you can block access from all locations outside your home country. Remember to verify any VPN exit points before deployment. Now we move on to advanced operations, covering management, common failures, and utilizing the what-if tool. Administrator oversight means continuous monitoring of the perimeter. You must analyze policy coverage, detect issues like MFA fatigue, and adjust policies based on device registration trends. Top conditional access failures include MFA loops, conflicts between requirements, legacy authentication blocks for older apps, and device stale records, where device compliance status hasn't synced correctly. Step 1 in troubleshooting is using the sign-in logs. The Conditional Access tab shows every policy evaluated for a specific login, detailing if the policy was applied and satisfied, failed, or not applied. Step 2 is utilizing the what-if tool for predictive analysis. Before enabling a policy, simulate the outcome by inputting user, app, IP, and device state. This prevents accidental broad lockouts. Step 3 is safe deployment using report-only mode. This allows you to evaluate a policy's impact without enforcement, identifying users who would have been blocked. Monitor for 1 week before enabling. Final best practices include always excluding emergency accounts, defining named locations for corporate IPs, using a clear naming convention, and reviewing your policies quarterly, as security is dynamic. Thank you for watching this deep dive into Entra ID Conditional Access. We hope this video has provided valuable insights for securing your environment.